Hello. Hi everyone. I can't sit down yet. It is a Thursday, what is it? It's almost 1. I'm going to be painting today because I picked a big canvas and I have a lot of paint to put down on this canvas. I do have a Kepler in my seat. I got everything set up and turned on, and then I was like, okay, I need to have lunch. So I had lunch. I was like, where's Kepler? And then I couldn't find him. And then I found him in my chair. We have a raid from Alex with the hashtag MegaDumpy. Were you watching something about like quarry equipment over on Golden VCR? Welcome, raiders. I'm going to be painting in a second. I just have this cat. You can't really see him because he's behind where chat is. Hi. Hi, you're so cute and cozy. Can you sit on my lap for a little bit? Hi. You got my spot all nice and warm? You're a good boy. Kepi paint? Kepi cannot paint. Paint is not good for Kepi. Hi. He puts his head like this when he wants a kiss. You did such a good job keeping my spot warm for me. Who's a good boy? Oh, we're purring. We're very happy. Good boy. Yes, we're a good cat. How's everyone this afternoon? I know some of you were at breakfast stream and then Golden VCR, and now you're here. He needs a helper chair? Yeah, he needs a helper chair. I could go get your... Oh, yes. I could go get your helper chair. We're raiding on raids? Yeah, back and forth. Oh, he's so cute. I can't work if you're doing this and being cute. Can you stop being cute? You have food in your bowl. You didn't go get it when I turned it on. Oh. You can stay here for a little bit. Oh, you're cute. You're too cute. That's the problem. We have an 8-month resub from Xenofantasies. 3 months from Svendra. 9 months. Are we really at 9? Oh my gosh. From Vagabond. Brandon says the part that always gets cut. What? Kepler being cute? He's being too cute. Look at you. 9 months from Ultra Husk. 3 months from Hero King Lucina. 9 months from Dark Overlord. It must be like exactly where it was because people weren't hitting 9 on Tuesday and now they're hitting 9. So like it must have been perfect. Bella Bunny says, this begs an interesting question. How do you deal with fur on your painting? Normally there isn't any. I mean, sometimes I get like bristles. That's more of a problem than cat hair. He's not normally in the studio and I normally have the door shut because he likes to come in here and bother things. But today he just got straight in my chair. We had one 9-month resub last stream, but yeah, Storms002 says, ah, that makes sense. So it must have been someone who had it right there. Bella says, so what about bristles? So bristle brushes are the most common culprits, like this guy. These natural hair brushes. They tend to shed a lot more, I've noticed. So like when I'm painting, like I was on Tuesday with that, it'll leave bristles. I just kind of like use the end of the brush and push and it'll catch that bristle. And then I can like just go back over it. So that pulls it off there. That's what I do. The synthetic brushes, like this guy, this one doesn't really do that as much. Haley says, let the cat paint. Capo. Are there cat safe paints? I don't think so, no. Because you would lick it off your paws because you would be like, what is this? That's not safe. Not for a Capo. We have a 9-month resub from Dark Overlord, 9 months from the YOLP, a subscription from Lixrin. Welcome. 9 months from Kaylin Lux, and 8 months from Brina BX. And then we had our raid from Alex. Thank you, Alex. Hope you guys are doing better. I know it's like a little better, but I hope that continues soon because it's almost 2 weeks since we've seen you guys. We have an 8-month resub from Shiny Hunter John, 9 months from Cosmic Searle, 7 months from Genesis, 9 months from Storms 002, and 200 bits from Radio Dread. Thank you all. Oh, are we leaving? Are we? Okay, bye. You have food in your dish. You should go check it out. Do you remember that it went off? I think he's going into my office to lay on my other chair. That's fine. He'll discover it, hopefully. But now I do have cat hair on me. So let's fix that. Use the paints they put on penguin feet to make zoo canvases. Ooh, I don't know what they use for that. But I'm sure someone has done something about that somewhere to talk about it. So the studio sits above the garage and it's cold out. It's like in the 50s and yesterday was in the 40s for a high, and the studio gets real cold and I have the door shut to keep Kepler out. So this morning I opened it up to hopefully get some airflow in here so it's not as cold. So I think that's helping. So that is probably good. So things I did since last stream when I started this is basically all I did was I got fresh water because it was all full of paint. And the other thing I did is I thought about how my little table right here that you can't really see is real small, and now I have a stream deck on it. And I don't really have all the room I need, so I bought something else. And then this table can go back where it belongs, in the loft. Penguin Frog says, I feel like you need a small space heater. I got one somewhere. I might pull it out. I also have a heating blanket, which also would be helpful. Oh, I also washed my brushes. So, like, the brushes are clean. I just didn't put them away. And I think I need to clean my palette knife, which involves just scraping it, but that's a terrible noise, so I'm not doing that today. Kepi is a small space heater. He is definitely a small space heater, Vagabond. Chryselium says, I know 50s is legit cold for y'all, but I saw it was going to be in the 50s here in Illinois today. And I was like, yes, ripped jeans and sweater weather. Like, it's not super cold, but like if I'm going to go out on a bike ride after this, I'm going to put gloves on so my hands don't get cold. Because it's like, I don't want to get like cold. The other thing I didn't do is I didn't clean off my palette. Not that I got a whole lot on it because I was using that liquid paint in that container, or the little like thing I had the other day. So I just gotta scrape a little bit of this off. And then we're gonna do some color testing and then we'll start painting. Ooh, that was not quite enough water. The other thing I did is when I was setting up on Tuesday for this painting, I realized that I did not have any 11 by 14 canvases, which is one of the reasons why I'm painting on an 1824. Because I didn't have anything like a good size about here that would go a bit faster. So I ended up doing a bigger painting, which is kind of one of the reasons why I decided to go live this afternoon and paint some. Because I have a lot of canvas to fill. I mean, I like this size. It's a good size for this. And I need a sketchbook because that had my colors in it from testing on Tuesday. I love how your shirt matches the colors of the canvas. It kind of does, Ellie. It's similar. We were talking about doing this color scheme on breakfast stream this morning. Alex says, thank you for saving me and my viewers from more gospel music bloopers. You're welcome. We were talking on breakfast stream about how cool this looks. Like, I really like the coconut and like where you can see the meat of the coconut especially. And I was like, oh, that looks so cool though. So maybe in the future I should do something like Fauvist like this, where you kind of really go wild with the colors. But I need to plan that ahead of time because I didn't do that for this painting, and there's things I don't like about this that I can't really fix right now. Like I could repaint this white and then use my same colors and redo this the way I want it to look. But I don't like, that's a lot. I'm just gonna paint it true colors on top of this. But in the future, it might be fun to do something like this and keep pushing it, like to finish all of, I'm gonna do an orange slice by the way, I thought about it, like all of the segments of this and like really get like all the seeds and all the detail, but like continue doing it these colors. I think that would be fun, but not with this canvas, because this canvas I didn't plan for that, and if I had, I would have made different choices about like how much of this I actually drew in and what I needed to do to fill that in for the underpainting. Vagabond says, I think a straw poking out of the drink might be cool too. I had one drawn like here originally, and that's something I can easily add in later. Like I can literally do the whole painting and then be like, yeah, it needs a straw. Or like maybe I want to echo a color up there or something. So like I could do the straw in that color. So that's definitely something I can add in later, which is good because it might need it. Because it might bring something up taller, or I could even do a silly straw if I think it would fit right. But we can draw it in with chalk later and we'll see how we feel about that. Lunar Gazer gifted a sub to Alex, thank you. Have I ever considered drawing a still life in negative? Like, I'm trying to think of exactly, there's a few different ways you could take that. Like you could do it in like negative color, but like there's also drawing in the negative. So like thinking about what shape this is and drawing like that shape. That was a project I did in drawing class where you had to look at the holes in the painting and draw the holes and not like the object. So like either way, that's something I could do in the future. I just got my foot tangled in the apron strap. All right, so I did paint this all on Tuesday and I did kind of go over all of it. So a lot of this chalk is trapped in here, but I want to make sure that it's definitely just not sitting around on top of the paint and it's trapped inside the paint, because then it won't influence any more of our color. So I'm just going to kind of do a little erase with a damp towel just to make sure if there is any chalk that's hanging loose, it's gone. And I really don't think there is. I think it's all trapped. Which is fine, that's what I want it to be. I just don't want it loose anymore. And I also need to fix this. Actually, let's just wipe this down too while I'm at it. Because I had pencil shavings there the other day. Or eraser shavings. So I put a piece of plastic on the edge of this because otherwise I find if I get wet paint on the canvas and it sits there, it will stick to the wood. And the plastic will not ruin things. I can peel it off a lot easier than I can peel the canvas off the easel. All right, so let's do some color testing because what I want to do is I do want to do this in true color, even though this would be fun. Oh, I forgot to grab that ruler. I did find my ruler because I was complaining about it Tuesday that it disappeared on me. 2 seconds, it's in my office. All right, ruler. It's not a chair stream, it's just a quick run to the other room stream. So, what was I saying? I want to do this in true color, so I need to do the background first because then I can start to build things on top and bring them forward. And like, let's say I paint this here and then I have to paint the background and I'm doing any sort of thing here. It's easier for me in the way my brain works and the way I paint to do it backwards. To do the background and work my way to the foreground. So like this kiwi is like one of the last things I'm going to do, and the avocado as well. So starting with the background, that's what we're going to be working on in our goal is for today. I want to do like a light blue sky and then like a sandy colored table. And like, it's not going to specifically be those things. I mean, it can be, but the background is less important because I don't want to bring attention to it. The attention needs to be on the still life. So I want this to be sunny, so I'm going to do a bright, bright blue sky, probably like so close to white that you can barely tell it's blue. And then the table is going to still be just kind of like a light brown color. So we talked on Tuesday about our eye line and how like you can see the top of the pineapple right here, but like you can't see the top rim of the glass. So the horizon is somewhere here. But if we're just doing sky, like that's still fine. And I think the table should sit kind of here, like so. I think that's a good line for that. So what is that? Oh, this is my center finding ruler, so it's a little bit off. That's like 8 inches up. I don't think we see any of it right there. There would be a little bit. I think that might be too high. Ooh, it's hard to see on camera. Let's go down 1/2 inch. Won't see that. I think that's better. Let's erase that first one. This song is definitely a vibe. Dex numbers? Yeah, this is a good song. Hi, welcome back, Kepler. I think that feels better. I like that better. He's on the floor, but he definitely wants to like get up on my lap. He's like over that way. Hi, no, we can't cuddle. I have to paint. And Steven is not home to cuddle you. That's why you're in here. Hi. Can you sit behind me, maybe? Maybe? You sit up here? Steven escaped. He had to go do an errand. Feels like this used to fit here better, and it doesn't. So we're gonna set it on the floor for now while we try some colors. So for my sky color, like I said, I want to do super light. I'm looking for a paint. You're titanium. Where's the sink? There's sink. I want to do super, super light blue. Now the thing is I can go with the same blue I was putting on here, which is ultramarine, because I have that in a heavy body. But I could also go with something else like phthalo. Because I have phthalo blue red and phthalo blue green. Oh, I have a lot of phthalo blue green. Why do I have 2 of these out? And I have 2 ultramarines? What am I doing? So I'm going to test both on the sketchbook, and I'm going to see how I feel about that. Anise gifted a sub too. Blaze, thank you for the gift sub. And we have 100 bits from Becky Star. All right, I'm using zinc white for this because I kind of want to show some of the pink through. And if I don't like how it looks, then I'll remix it with titanium white, which is a more opaque white, and then we'll just paint back over it. But I'm gonna go with zinc white and we'll see how we feel about this. I know I've talked about it in past streams, but this thing is great to open paint tubes. It has different sizes on it. If you're doing like oil, which would probably be more of this one, or like watercolor, which would be the one closest to the opening. Now the reason I'm testing these colors before just like picking one and putting it down is I want to make sure that it doesn't look weird with the quinacridone magenta that I have out, because I'm worried it will. Like the ultramarine would be fine. I know how that looks. That's going to look a little violet, but the phthalo blue green shade is going to look way different than the ultramarine, so we're gonna try it first. Hi, Keppel. I thought you were gonna go maybe like lay in the sunshine or on my other chair or something, but we can't have that, can we? Palette knife. Alright, so we have zinc white and ultramarine blue. And like I said, I want this to be so light blue that you can barely tell it's not white paint. Because I want it to be a super bright sky. Emil says, nah, bugging you is more fun. No, he just needs someone to emotionally support him. That's what this is about. Okay, so we mixed ultramarine. Now we're going to mix phthalo. Yeah, because phthalo is way more intense. I only put the smallest dot of phthalo in, and it's like really intense. Lost Vagabond says, all of his favorite boys are away, sadly. Yep, it's just me and Keppy. All of his favorite people are out of town or out on errands. I had to add more zinc white into this because like the smallest bit of the phthalo just was way too tropical. And like I know it's a tropical painting, but it was really tropical. Aren't you one of his favorite people, Radio Dread asks? I mean, I'm like third or fourth maybe. This is still too bright. Like I'm comparing it to the ultramarine blue I mixed, and like it's real bright. I want it to be not this blue. Who are his favorites? Steven is first. Steven is absolutely first. Followed by Brandon. He sat on Noah when Noah was in town. He'll sit on Dan sometimes. He will sit on Chaz and Alex. And then maybe me. Noah says he chose me briefly. He did. He sat on Noah. I might be fourth. So zinc white is a transparent white, and I kept adding zinc white to this, and I know better. I should start with the lighter color, and I wasn't. So I had to start over and start with the lighter color because I know better. Ah, that's much better. This is what I imagined in my head I wanted my blue to be, but I need to check it against the quinacridone. All right, we have 2 blues mixed up. Now we need a paintbrush. And let's start with the ultramarine because I know that's going to be okay. So I went with the zinc white on purpose because, like I said, it's a transparent white. So it is going to show a little bit of the pink through, but honestly, I want that to happen. It's a little stormy looking. All right, let's try the phthalo blue. I think I like the phthalo. Is that noticeable to you guys at all? Can you tell that difference, or is it just me? Like, this one looks slightly green, and it should. And this one looks slightly more like indigo blue, because it is. But on top of the pink is going to pull it more towards like violet. So that's why this green kind of gets this weird color. And the ultramarine gets more violet, because like we did here, it turned violet. Let's try the brighter one. The one that has more phthalo in it. I think I need to go somewhere between this one and this one. And all the difference in between that is just one has more phthalo and the other doesn't. Yeah. Now the other thing I don't know how I feel about is how transparent the titanium or zinc white is. But like I said, if I don't like that, I can remix this with titanium white, which is opaque, and cover that up. Just basically doing another layer. I kind of like some of the pink showing through though, but I may disagree after I've done it. So I guess it's time to start filling that in. I have to mix up more. I only mixed up like just a little bit of paint. Kaniko says, yeah, the phthalo is greener and looks nicer. Yeah, it's... You can probably see it a little bit better here than on the over the pink. This is the phthalo, and then this is the ultramarine, and then this is just like a lighter of this one. And then this is just the pure paints here. So yeah, the phthalo is a lot greener. But like, it's still blue, right? It's just greener. So we're gonna mix up a bit more of that, and then we'll start filling in the sky color. This can go away, I don't need this anymore. Charlotte says, oh, a midday stream. Happy to make it. Hi. I have to finish a painting. I have a big painting to finish. Charlotte also subbed at 3 months. Thank you. All right. Palette knife. Zinc white. I normally don't use zinc white. Based on how I normally paint, I normally just go with titanium. The cool thing about golden is they have these little charts on the back that'll tell you where they are between transparent and opaque. And then like they do gloss level too. I don't really pay attention to that because I always varnish my paintings so they're a consistent sheen when I'm done. So like if I do a painting and I want something to be matte and everything else to be glossy, like I don't think about that because I'm just going to varnish it and it will be consistently whatever my varnish is, whether that's matte or gloss. So. Luna's book says it seems almost lavender compared to a baby blue. Yeah, that's a good difference between the ultramarine and the phthalo green. Phthalo blue-green. Also, yeah, phthalo is spelled ridiculous. It's P-H-T-H-A-L-O. These pigments all have to have strange names like doxine, quinacridone. What's another weird one? Pyrrole. Alright, so I put a lot of zinc white on my palette, and I'm just going to mix the little bit of that I already had. And we're going to mix that into the zinc white first. So we're starting with our lighter colors. This is also like quite thick for paint. Like, I might need it a little thinner than this, so I might add a little bit of probably glazing liquid to thin it out just a little. And then I'm going to put a big swatch of this on my sketchbook, just in case I need to mix more. Which is going to be inevitable, because I feel like I already didn't make enough. New words to have Steven pronounce. I think he's heard me say most of them. The other thing I want to do before I start putting paint on the canvas is I had a thought, like I was talking on breakfast stream, how my brain just kind of thinks about things in the background as I'm living my life. So one of the things that I had a thought about was doing kind of a dry brush towards the edges of this. I should measure that. So like it's going to be very blue here, and then like once I get to here, dry brushing out from there. And I can always change that if I don't like it. That's the beauty of this, because I can just fill it in. Although I am doing a transparent. I may regret that. Better idea? We just go towards the edges and don't go all the way to the edges and try not to make it center. And if it looks good, it looks good. If not, then we just fill it in. Like just on the very edge, just leave it. We'll see what happens. All right, I'm gonna add some stuff to keep it wet longer because it's going to dry out on me using this much. And we're gonna add a little bit of this. I probably will regret this because the zinc is already transparent. The gloss glazing liquid that I was using yesterday, Tuesday. just to thin the paint because it's so thick. It's like frosting. Now, all of like these heavy body paints like still have a thickness to them, I've noticed. Some are a lot thicker and some are a lot thinner. I've noticed the red in particular, the primary red. Which one are you? Nope, you're black. This one, primary magenta, this one dries so fast compared to everything else and it's a lot thicker. But like I know cadmium red oil paint takes forever in particular to dry. There's just something about it. We have a 3-month resub from Triforce Drummer. Thank you. Welcome to Thursday afternoon stream. All right, so we have our blue. I'm gonna put a big swatch of this in my sketchbook. Stay there, don't fall. There. That way I know the exact blue in case I have to remake it. And what I should do is label it, but I'll probably just label it later. All right, like I said, if I do want to feather it on the edges, I can, but if I start here first and then kind of just work my way to that, it'll work out a lot better. And if I paint a little bit on top of all the other stuff, that's fine. The thing I don't really want to do is get these brush strokes. Can you see them? Like there's two. There's one here and one here. So we're trying to avoid that. And this may be the reason I just switched to an opaque sky color. Like seriously, like this is so frustrating to me. And I think when you do like an oil painting or watercolor, this happens a lot less, but it's something I've always struggled with acrylic, is trying to keep some of that out. And I'm not happy with how it does. This is why I don't ever use ink white. We're gonna continue. We're gonna push through. We're gonna trust the process. See how it picks it up here? Like there's this triangle that I've made? That's why I don't like doing it this way. Yeah, I'm not happy with that at all. Hi, Chaz. Where's Control Z? There isn't a Control Z, Vagabond. That's what we were saying on Tuesday. Where's my titanium white to save the day? So what I'm going to do is, because I also don't think I have enough of the paint that I made anyway, I'm just going to add titanium white to make it more opaque and add a little more phthalo into this. Kazumi says, nice to see a stream that's not 2 a.m. EU time. Yeah, that was another thought I had. I was like, well, I don't like painting at night. I kind of want to be able to, like, I don't know, play Persona or hang out with friends in the evenings when they aren't working. I see all of my EU viewers are here today. But the other problem is I need to go out and bike ride today while it's light out, because I don't have a light on my bike yet. Noah says, you're so close to the end too. I know, I was doing all of the royal stuff, which is January in the game, and I was like, I'm gonna get to a safe room soon. Almost there. It's been a while since I've seen one. The game tends to give me one right when I'm like, hasn't been one in a while, and then I died. And I lost a lot of progress. And then I was like, I need to put this game down, and it's been like a week. Circle Now Square says, do you have reflectors and stuff for night? I have a front reflector and reflectors on the tires, but there is not a rear one under the seat for some reason. So that is also on my Christmas list. Along with lights. But last time I was out biking, there was someone who was on the... I saw them biking, and they had lights that just kind of flash, and I was like, oh, that makes them very visible. That's great. I should get that. So I put it on my Christmas list for someone in my family to get. Alright, I've mixed up more paints. Let's see how opaque this is. Also, I need this to dry so I can go over it. So I think I did pretty good matching the color. I think it's a little bit lighter, but I think that's preferred anyway. And that is a lot more opaque. Much better. Okay. I can work with this. Cool, let's repaint this. Look at that, it's so opaque. That's way better. Way happier than that. About this. And I'm going to try and leave, like, it's not going to be solid paint. So close up you will see a little bit of like the pink shining through in some areas, and that's totally fine. We're gonna try and leave some of that. But I don't like how this was looking. Ember Laura says, question, did you break open a coconut for this? No, but that is my favorite part of the painting so far. I need to pull my sleeves up so I don't shove my elbows in paint. Doesn't that look much better? Are you dry yet? Not quite. That'll pick that up and be a pain, so we'll leave that alone for a little bit. Then we'll move over here. Now I could have laid tape down, and I might lay tape down when I do the base, but I can also just like paint a very careful line. And like, because I still have some zinc white in, it's still doing stuff like this, but it's less of a pain and I don't have to fight with it as much. This was kind of what I was imagining when I was saying I could kind of just dry brush it towards the edges. So we're gonna like kind of do that and then we'll see. And I can always just keep pushing it to the edge if I don't like how it looks. Ember Laura says, high-key want this to be a vaporwave fruit painting, but I'm excited to see where this goes. That was something we were talking about when I got started today and also on breakfast stream, that it would be fun to do that, but I didn't plan ahead for that, so now I can't. But maybe another time. If I had planned ahead, that would be a little different. An idea for the future, Storm says. Yep. So because I'm definitely going to be repainting the stalk of this pineapple, all of the greenery here, different, I'm trying to keep in mind some of the pieces I have painted in already, but like it's going to change. So I'm just trying to fill it in a little bit. So if I lose some of like what I've done, I'm not really worried. We have a 9-month resub from Elfie Goldfish. Thank you. And Bella Bunny gifted a sub to Future Problems. This was a future problem. I'm not fixing it yet. Hello, Masay. We raided Masay on Tuesday, and Masay was confused about our raid message, which was what, big kiwi? Because I had drawn this kiwi really big, and it looked ridiculous, so I had to fix it. And now it's fixed. And then I had to text Masay and be like, this is what that was. So we're going over vaporwave painting with True Color. And talking about how we kind of wished it were actually vaporwave painting. Chryselium says, we were very sad about the loss of Big Kiwi. Yeah, Big Kiwi was nice. But I do like painting these. I spent a lot of time in college just doing still lifes because that's what they would make us do in art for drawing. They had just like piles of junk and they would put it in piles and they would be like, draw this. See you in 2 weeks. It's due in 2 weeks. Okay, how do we feel about it kind of dry brushed here? Do we like that? I kind of like it. I kind of like it. I think I need to do a little bit more in some areas, but I kind of had thought about trying to keep a consistent curve on everything, but I kind of like it where it's just behind the pineapple and like taller, and then like maybe just a little bit here, and then just like a little bit here, and then continuing on the horizon a little bit. Now I know I definitely mixed up too much of this if I do that, because I'm gonna have way too much. Oh, there's a bristle. I might be stuck there forever. Ember Laura says, stream making me hungry. I suddenly want, like, all of this to eat. Oh, I gotta fix that. if I'm quick, I can erase with a wet towel. I had just gotten too much paint right here. We do have a lyric song. I don't have keyboard conveniently placed to be able to turn it off, so. I may have to step back and take a look and see how I feel about it. There's like a weird balance between too much blue and too much pink that I have to hit. All right, I gotta step back for a second. Actually, let me add a little bit more right here. I gotta see this from a little further back. So I think I can leave it for now. Like, there is a lot more pink here, but I think that's fine. And I can drag this out further. I can see the outlining I did on the orange. Gotta fix that. And there's a lot of that in the pineapple too, like up here. There's a package being delivered. I need to go get that. So I'm just filling in some of these areas that I think a little bit too much pink is showing. And like you can see there's like a line right here. Don't like that. That looks better. All right, so I have a lot of paint mixed up here. See how much paint I have? So what I'm going to do, I need to find some plastic. Is this big enough? Yeah. So this is the plastic the canvases come wrapped in, and I just like cut it to size. And then I have this nice piece that I will just wrap around that and kind of like tuck down and seal onto the glass. Because then I will have some paint that I can save in case I need to go or extend this or something. I still have paint saved. So that's done, probably. I may add more later. But I have paint if I need to. All right, brush is clean. Palette knife is mostly clean. This was the first Mother 3 song that I figured out you know, the time battle thing. All right, table color. I had all these warm colors pulled out to do the underpainting yesterday. And then I didn't, or Tuesday, and I didn't use any of them because we went with pink and blue. So I have Titan Buff. This might need to move over. There. I'll bring this back. That's not permanent. This is permanent. We use zinc, titanium, phthalo blue, green shade. All right, so now we're going to test some colors for the ground here. And I have a theory about exactly what I want to do with this. I'm thinking Titan Buff and then some red iron oxide for the shadow. And I may want that to be cooler, so I can always bring in some of this ultramarine transparent. So we're going to try these first, because I am quite confident on this. But I do think the Titan Buff is too bright. I want it to be lighter, I think. It might be fine on its own. And I also may want to do different shadow color instead of the red oxide. If I do that, what do I want to do? maybe ultramarine. Do I have a little brush? Not out. Let's grab one. So the Titan buff color I grabbed for the table is kind of green now that I look at it. Oh, stay there. I think that's too light. And it ends up looking a lot like sand, but I don't hate that. And that would be the shadow. I think that's good actually. So what this is I should really use that. This is going to be, I'll throw it behind me. It's a lot of combination. So that's Titan Buff. Titanium White. And transparent red oxide. And the shadow is wet on wet ultramarine. These are my notes. So I'm going to paint all of this the tan color first, and then after I'm done with that, I'm gonna put some aside to save, and then I'm going to mix a little bit of ultramarine blue into it to make that grayish blue color, and then do the shadows. That's my plan. And I'm gonna keep using the same brush because then I'm gonna have similar brush strokes to that. And I think I want this to come out a little bit further with more pink here than down here. I think that's what I want to do. And I'm gonna spin this around so I have a little more room. And knock a million things on the floor while I'm at it. That's fine. Also gonna take a quick look and see where Steven is. Nowhere near home. Cool. I'm gonna go grab the stuff off the porch and I will be back in just a few minutes. I did it. with like seconds to spare. I know it arrived. I'm not happy about it. I had to go in the refrigerator. I mean, I assume this is from this person. Yeah, Noah sent something, didn't you? Sorry, I thought my alarm was going off for a second. No, this is maybe. A non-zero chance. Thank you, Noah. I didn't open it, I just put it in the fridge. Vagabond says, oh, that was the song. Yeah. I thought it was my alarm going off. Anyway, back to this. I'm excited to open it. I will open it later. But based on the outside packaging, I put it in the fridge. So I'm mixing up a color for the table. Trying to match what I had done before. Ember Laura says, I hope it's tasty. It's going to be tasty. I am very excited about it. Alright, let's test this color. That's too light, we need more. Did my lights just flash? Did you see that, Becca? Because Becca says, oh, yeah, did the lights flash? Is this stream down? What happened? Stream is fine? Okay. It was the lights then, wasn't it? I wasn't imagining that. Okay. I think I got this. The other thing I'm thinking about with this shadow is I should maybe wait to put the shadow down until later. But that's okay. I can do that. I can put it down much later. Because if the fruit changes at all, like the shape, or like maybe I really messed this up and I'm like, oh shoot, I need to fix that, it's going to change the shadow a lot too. Vagabond says, rewatching the clip, I don't think it was on camera. I mean, so there's this weird window outside of my studio door, so maybe there was like a reflection from like a neighbor or something. Maybe it was the light flashing, I don't know. All right, I mixed up a lot less paint this time on purpose. So we are going to do the same thing we did up here, but down here, and probably extend it just a little bit more. I should probably just wrap this a little bit on each side. I might want to put more blue there later, but I still have some, so that's totally fine to do. And this is a bit transparent, which is fine on the pink, but on the blue, you can really see the blue through it, but that's okay, because this will get a shadow later. So it's going to look really weird, probably for a long time until I get to that point in the painting. Room's haunted, maybe. I also found out where Kepi was when I went to bring that in. He's sitting on his helper chair, the one that overlooks the feeder, which is where he sits on stream if he's not on one of us. Yeah, this looks totally fine on top of the pink, but on the blue it looks weird. But that's okay, because it will get a shadow there eventually. Yeah, the blue is really muddying it up and turning it slightly green because it's blue and yellow. That's okay. I'm just wrapping this around the edge of the painting just a little bit. We have a 9-month resub from Bardic Puppy. Thank you. We're just doing a little bit of background painting today because I picked a large canvas. And it will be months if I don't paint more than once a week. Yeah, I think I need to at least get it out this far over this blue. And if I put a lot of it down here, I can really pull it. I think that looks good, like with how much is here and how much more is here. I do have to do this so I can get some paint closer to this bottom part. That's really scratchy. For a second I put my hand here and I thought it was wet. I was like, oh no. Is this a Christmas song? No, it kind of sounded like one. I know tomorrow is December, but I am not ready for that. So this is when I'm wrapping it. You can see I'm putting just a little bit of that color on the sides. think this needs to come out a little bit more. I think I need a little bit more down here too. Just a little bit more, because I feel like it doesn't have anything to sit on. Like the sky is less important to have so much of it, but I feel like the ground is more important. Like, that doesn't mean all the pink needs to go away, but there needs to be less of it. So the texture of the canvas is like showing some of the pink through it, which is what I want, but I need it to be a little bit more opaque in some areas. So I'm scrubbing it in. So I'm happy with this part. Let's see. A little bit more in here. Definitely the right side needs to come out further, I think. Is this Bright Horse Troop? Not Bright Horse. Black Horse Troop? It sounds like a Sousa march. Is Twitch having a not good time? Was my bar yellow for a second? It's hard to tell. Yeah, it might be my internet. Patriotic March. Yeah, is it just a medley? On camera, it looks like there's a lot more pink here, and there is, but it's just because I didn't dry brush enough paint over it. Can't see this in the shadow, so we'll move it over here. So I have to say, normally when I wrap the sides of a painting, they look a lot nicer than this, but something about doing this technique with the underpainting showing through on the edges, it just does not look as good on the sides. And you can kind of see it over here, like it's weird. So there will be shadows here. I know I had them on the underpainting, but in case the different things move around just a little, I don't want to put that down yet. So we're gonna leave it, and we will come back to that later. Now I have to decide how I feel about the sky. And also this looks lower. Is it? I know I measured it, but has that changed? Right at 7.5. Also right at 7.5. No, that's right. Let's measure from here though, because sometimes these aren't perfectly square. Yeah, it's not perfectly square. That feels better. Cool. One thing I want to do yet today, before we wrap up, is I want to get the bottom of the canvas at least done with the pink color, because I didn't do that on Tuesday. And then I can leave it upside down to dry until I paint next. And I'm also kind of feeling like I need more sky to reach out just a little bit more. What was I doing? The bottom of the canvas. All right, glazing liquid. Randy says, I was thinking the same thing, especially since the color on the bottom extends more, the blue up top looks unfinished. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling about it. But it is something I can kind of just like wait on, because I have the blue. I have a lot of the blue. I mean, this is going to be right. I just don't know how opaque I need it. Burp says, my opinion with a grain of salt, but I think the table has an underpainting showing through vibe, but the sky feels more intentional in a sloppy way. So intentionally, I did leave more sky like that to show the pink, but on the table, I did paint it a bit further because when I had it less, it felt like the stuff had nothing to sit on. Like, it needed more of like weight to it. But like, because I painted all of these edges, essentially, I can extend the blue literally at any time. So I can start painting some things and see how I feel about it. They don't even have to be completely done, and I can put the shadow in here and be like, oh, let's extend the sky and then finish up some of these details. So that is something we can do. But that does mean I can't sit around and wait on this painting because this paint I have mixed up for the sky will dry out. And then I won't have it anymore to change it if I feel like it. Let's clean my hands off so I don't mess this up. Bottom of painting. And I'm not doing the color, I'm just doing the pink so it can dry. Stay there. Oh, that's too transparent. That's a bit better. Can I put this somewhere where you can see it? Not really. Kind of. I don't have enough hands to do this, because now I have to cross over to this side. Alright, I can't set it down now because it's wet, so I have to leave it upside down to dry. So this is where I'm going to leave it for today. So I don't know if anyone is streaming in my group. Hold it here. There we go. Let's see. We will need a raid message. There's Twitch. Oh, Jack is streaming. Do we have a raid message for him? Trust the process. That's a good one. I do like that. It's a reminder I need sometimes. So yeah, well, we're not ready to raid the second, but we will be in a second to do that. I don't know when I'm going to be painting next. If I'm doing nothing tomorrow, maybe I'll paint tomorrow in the afternoon again. Starting on probably the drink and then the orange slice. And I already figured out exactly what I want to do for that, what color I want that to be. So that will be next in the painting. But I don't know if I'm going to do that tomorrow. I have to see if there's anything else going on in the house, like with Steven, before I commit to that. But I'm thinking about it right now. He's not home to ask. So that's my thought about that. And I can always add more blue sky later. Set this down and make sure it's on the plastic. And we will let that dry until the next time I paint. So, thanks everyone for being here. And just tuning in while I get some paint on this canvas. There is a bit to go yet, because we have to do all of this and then make a decision on this background. Ember Laura says, let it marinate for a day. Yeah. Gotta let that happen. Gotta step away sometimes and think about it. So we are gonna go raid Toxic X Eternity with the raid message, trust the process. And I will see you guys here soon. Definitely tomorrow, Tears of the Kingdom on Steven's channel. But I don't know. You'll have to just see if you have notifications on if I decide to go live tomorrow, because I haven't decided yet. But thanks people for tuning in and being here. Let's see. Noah's here, Radio Dread Vagabond. Can you guys... Oh, thank you for rolling that. It's not my normal time. I forgot about it. Thanks to my patrons. If you want to support me, you can go to, supportmel.com and find out what the bonuses are for that. Are you guys able to start the raid for me, or is that like only a Chaz thing? Do I have to reload the page and do it myself? I have no idea. Because normally Chaz does it. Chaz powers? Okay, I can do that. Nope. Oh boy. I gotta do it from my phone maybe? Can I do it from my phone? Let's see if I can do it from my phone. Let's see if this works. I did it! Yeah! Proud of myself. I don't know how to like make it go, because Chaz can just make it go when I'm ready, so we will have to wait for it to finish doing its little countdowny thing. As a reminder, our raid message is trust the process. I do not know. There we go. That's how I do that. Jack is playing World of Warcraft. So, you guys can all go say hi to him. I'll definitely see you tomorrow for Tears of the Kingdom. And I might stream in the afternoon. Because, like I said, I have a long way to go on this painting. But hope everyone has a good Thursday. I'm going to go out for a bike ride while the sun is still up, because the sun sets in like 2 hours. And before it gets cold. Please do it. It's super slow at work this week. I'm probably going to definitely consider it because, like I said, it's going to be a bit. Alright. There goes that raid. So hope everyone has a good Thursday. I will see you all definitely tomorrow on Steven's channel. There it goes.
Yo, Mel, what's up?
Hi, Jack. I miss you. You're great.
Hey, guys, what up, dude? Yo, guys.
I hope you enjoy World of Warcraft.
What's up, Mel? Yeah, I'll just mention that we've been doing this for
I have not seen Jack, obviously, since Coliseum. I am looking forward to seeing him again soon. Alright. Hope everyone has a good Thursday. Thanks for being here. See you all tomorrow.